Hey, what's up, guys? It's REDinFamy, Tamika Moultrie with GamerFitNation. I'm here with Jason today with 505 Games, and we're going to talk a little bit more about Rekoil, a new game, right?
Yep.
So tell us a little bit more about the game.
Well, Rekoil is the ultimate killer be killed first-person shooter. I mean, you get knocked down by someone, you just instantly want to get back and go and take the other guy down just like that. You know, it's a real Twitch-based, real fast, in-your-face shooter, and it's the idea behind it is to create a very balanced and level playing field. I mean, where all weapons are available on day one, and because of that, you know, they all have to be, you know, one gun can't overpower the other. You know, you can't have a pay-to-win situation where you're buying a better weapon or you have to wait 2 weeks to level up to get that other weapon. Everything's basically as it is out of the box, and it really just becomes about you and your skill and how you handle your weapon. And so that's sort of the foundation of Rekoil, essentially. So.
Okay, so is there like a leveling up system, or?
No, it's pretty straightforward, and the idea behind that is to allow people to come in and play as they want to, and you know, so you won't have some guy who's played 160 hours in the week and he's like dominating because he's already got a better weapon because he's ranked up and everything. You know, the guy who's only got an hour to play will have the same tool set that the guy who's played for 100 hours a week.
How many game modes are there? Are there different types?
Yes, there'll be 7. We actually got to play the capture the briefcase mode, and that was a lot of fun. And that goes along with deathmatch, team deathmatch, the capture the briefcase, domination. There'll be a team hold the briefcase, and the idea there is to hold the briefcase and you run around. And so it's not capping one particular point. It's actually the longer you hold onto the briefcase, the more points you get. And there's also a deathmatch version of that, which is, you know, deathmatch but with an objective. There'll be search and destroy, and we're also doing a mode called Recondite, which is kind of a throwback to or tribute to an old Half-Life mod called the Hidden. And basically everyone spawns in deathmatch mode, but one of the guys is completely invisible. And all he has is a knife and a couple grenades, and he's much faster than everybody else. And the idea there is basically, you know, to hunt down the hidden. And if you knock him down and take care of him and shoot him, you become the hidden. And so you get a combination of points between kills and how long you actually are the invisible guy. And so what's cool about that is if you stay perfectly still, you're completely invisible. But if you actually start running, you look like the Predator from the Predator movies where you shimmer and everything.
See, that's better because like on Call of Duty and some other games, they have like something called Michael Myers where you run around with the knife and stuff, but you always see that person. But if you're able to stay still and invisible, that's kind of neat. So.
Yeah, it's cool, and it just provides something a little bit different than the standard, you know, FPS fare that you usually get.
So how many maps do you get day one, or will it be extras as it progresses?
Well, there'll be 11 to start, 10 to 11. I'd say the Xbox version will definitely have 11, and the PC version may have 11 depending on how we do it. We've got a total of 16 that is in the pipeline, so we can instantly, you know, at any moment's notice, bring some of those other maps out and just release them as content and that type of thing. We may do a paid DLC for, you know, really cheap, reasonable price, but we haven't decided yet. But on top of that, we've also got mod tools, so people can actually edit day one, get those tools, and start editing and making their own maps using Rekoil content. So, you know, the availability of maps that are out there will actually increase as people start kicking out their own projects and everything else, which is really cool.
Today I got my butt kicked a little bit by some pro gamers and yourself too, but it was we got to play on a prison map, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So esports is growing and everything. Oh, yeah. Are y'all guys going to have tournaments for Rekoil since there's some pro players playing right now?
Yeah, very much so. And that's actually what we're trying to do, is bring in as many of the pro players in as we can right now, get some feedback in terms of what they like, what they don't like, you know, and see what we can tweak to make it work to, you know, not be too overbalanced one way or the other, but just listening to what they're saying so that we can make the experience that much better for the esport players. But, you know, it takes a lot of work to go after that community, and you know, you have to have some support of sites like MLG, you know, the CVOs and other gaming sites like that. They've got to get behind you and really, you know, put their thing into it. So we are focused on bringing those relationships to a forefront, and that's actually what we're doing here in New York City. After we're done with our press tour, is we're going to go ahead and meet with some of the guys from ESA and and get the hands in their gamers and whatnot. But on top of that, you also have to have the functionality behind it, and what I mean by that is having a true first-person spectate mode, true spectator mode. We've got Twitch TV built right in so that you can broadcast.
When can we expect the game? When will it come out, and on what platforms?
It'll be out on Steam and on XBLA, and we are looking at about the first week of November. And we'll probably make that release an official beta release at this point. We're not completely sold on it, but we really want to get a massive number of people playing, and really try to break the game actually and break the servers. And then if there's anything that the game can't handle, we'll change that over the following couple of weeks and probably do an official release a few weeks after the first week of November.
Guys, this is Rekoil. It's a really cool shooter. I'm here with Jason. He kicked my butt a little bit on the game, but the game will be out soon for beta and everything. Yes. And the game is called Rekoil with 505 Games. This is Tamika from REDinFamy with GamerFitNation. We'll be back.